Hi guys, it's Rihanna with another video, and this video or series in general that I will be doing, it's going to be very vulnerable for me because I'm very quiet and I usually don't express the things that I go through. It can be hard for me to express these things because it's so traumatizing, traumatic for me. So trigger warning. What I will be discussing is the narcissistic and psychological, emotional, mental, and spiritual abuse that I have been going through in my household for years.
It's rewind time.
And bear with me as I do my best to express this in the way so that I can release it. And I just want to be vulnerable and share this part of my journey with you guys. I haven't really talked about it that much. I haven't felt that comfortable in expressing it. I just want to release it or whatever. I'm glad that my YouTube channel is here and I can do that. It is kind of like that type of feeling because this is going on my platform and other people can view it and stuff like that. But I know some people go through the same thing. So I want to talk about the abuse from a narcissistic mother. And I want to enter like examples and clips and stuff. Like, for example, when you think about the movie Precious, her mother was very narcissistic and very emotionally abusive to the point where she dimmed her own daughter's light. And that's something that I kind of go through. And it's kind of hard to express it because when you deal with the abuse, well, speaking from my experience, it's like the person hides their hand. It's like everybody else gaslights me. When I talk about my experience and stuff like that, everybody else gaslights me. It's like, oh, that's your mother. Oh, that's your family member. Oh, yeah, you can't treat your mother like that. You need to obey your mother. Just listen to her. Put up with the abuse. Just put up with it. That's your mother. That's your elder. She knows best. But it's like, regardless of elder or not, respect is earned. Respect is respect. Regardless if I'm your child or whatever, I'm an adult. And even if I wasn't an adult, a child still deserves to have respect. You shouldn't belittle that child because that child is their own individual with their own personal needs, with their own feelings and their own personal desires. Regardless of age, respect is given, should be given. When I left home and I was living in my car, and I'm just expressing what I'm able to express right now. I feel like I'll be able to express more when I do leave and when I do start my therapy journey, because like in the environment that I am right now, it's hard. Like, I'm going to be honest, it's really hard for me to do the things that I want to do and align with the things that I want to be in alignment with, because I am freaking suffering mentally in this household. I've been here for 7 months and it's been so draining. It's so draining. Like, my goodness. And I'm just so excited to leave. Like, for the family members that gaslight me, that do all that, you should know it's a problem when I want to live on the streets rather than live in this household. How is that not a problem to you? How does that not cause you to question anything?
You don't find that suspicious?
So yeah, I've been here for like 7-8 months. I've been living with my mom my whole life. I've been putting up with this. It's gotten worse the older that I have gotten. Our relationship in the past was very codependent on each other. And as I got older, I started walking and reclaiming my individuality and my own personal power. And I guess in a sense that could have been triggering because of lack of support from others, from my mother, her having to do everything on her own. And because she had to do everything on her own, she had to lean on me for certain things. I had to take on so much responsibility that I shouldn't have had to take on at a young age. But I don't fault my past or anything like that, because honestly, everything that I've been through has made me who I am today. I'm proud of the woman that I am today and the woman that I have become. I have fought so much, and these wounds and these scars have literally left a lot on me and has taken a toll on me. I have been battling mental health since I was a child, and because of these responsibilities and unnecessary suffering that I have had to endure from carrying baggage that was not even mine from the get-go. I have had to be a second parent. I have had to raise my younger siblings. I have had to sacrifice my own needs in order to please other people. I have had to pour into other people and neglect myself. I have had to do all of that. I have had to take on a caregiving role, all of that. And it's like, even when I speak about this with them, they act like they don't acknowledge all of the work that I put in, that I have done for them, and the glue that I have been until I leave and they see how much I have done. The first time I left, I was 18, and I left because I just couldn't do it anymore. Like, it was just so mentally draining, and I was looking for a way to escape, kind of the same predicament that I am in. So when I was given the opportunity, I took that opportunity and I left. But I end up having to come back because I left very unprepared, no life skills, no sense of what the real world was. I grew up very sheltered. The only thing that I really knew how to do was take care of kids and clean the house, basically be like a housewife. But as I've gotten older, I've gained more life skills from experience. And honestly, me being here today, I'm really grateful for it, because God really sat me down and really worked on me and allowed me to sit down and build myself up and show me exactly certain things, like brought a lot of clarity to me. So yeah, a lot of clarity was brought to me, and I finally have came to the realization of the decision that I have to make, and that decision is walking away and going no contact. I have went no contact before, and honestly, it was the first time I felt so free. This is when I moved into my car, you know. This is when I got kicked out and I moved into my car, and I left out of state or whatever. This was the first time I actually felt free. Like, it was so freeing, not having to worry about anybody else. But it was different because it was the first time that I was able to focus on me. So I didn't really know how to do it because all my life I've always focused on other people. So this will be the second time that I'm going no contact, but this time will be different because this time I have so much clarity and wisdom, and it's just crazy. Like, the abuse I'm just tired of it. Like, it's draining. I don't have to put up with it. Like, I don't care who you are, family member, friend, job, whoever, lover, I don't care who you are. If you're not providing me peace, if you are taking a toll on my mental health, if you are draining my energy, if you are dimming my light, if you are causing harm to my spirit and making my nervous system uncomfortable, then you have to leave. Like, I don't care who you are, you have to leave. I don't care about people trying to gaslight me and tell me like, oh, you're not supposed to do that because that's your parent or that's your family member or anything like that. I don't care who you are, you have to leave if you are causing those things to me. If you are getting in a relationship with me and my higher self, you gotta go, you gotta skedaddle. And I just have to go. And it's just like a constant war zone here every single day. For the first few months that I was here, I went through a lot mentally. Like, I went through a lot mentally. Like, it was just so much on me. And still, even as I was going through that, she still was asking more from me and belittling me for not being able to do more and not being where she wants me to be at, because she wants me to be in an apartment right now. She wants me to have a corporate job right now and just be in that rat race, and I don't want that. I honestly want freedom. I desire to go after my passions, to live my dream and all of that, regardless of how that looks to others. I want to live and walk the path that God has designed for me and not the path that society wants me to walk on. And because of that, I have been getting it's just so much negativity and fear that has been being projected onto me for that simple fact. It's like, okay, if you don't have dreams of your own, if you don't want to go down your own path, that does not give you the right to belittle me and my dreams, because I have the courage to do so and to be my authentic self. Yeah, just belittling me. Like, I remember when I was younger, it was just always making comments about my body. When I started gaining acne, always making comments about my acne, just doing everything possible to dim my light. And it's still like that to this day, always trying to project fear onto me and wanting me to be fearful of her so that she can have a sense of control and authority over me. And God, like, I get signs every day. Like, it's just crazy. Like, every day wanting to argue, wanting to complain about something, never looking at the positives, never looking at everything that I have done. Like, okay, like, I might not have been able to be there financially the way that she wants me to, but I have helped out financially. I have put groceries in this house. I've had done things. I'm not going to say that I've done a lot, because I feel like personally I shouldn't have to do a lot, because one, I'm going through a lot, and one, I'm not finna keep draining myself in order to please another person. I have had to place boundaries. I have had to stop myself from giving. I really had to do that. So of course, yes, I'm gonna give less, because when I was giving more, you took advantage of it and you weren't even appreciative of it. I might not have been there financially, but I've always been there mentally and emotionally. Literally using me as an emotional punch in the back. Using me to complete all of your tasks and your errands. And we did have a talk recently, and the talk really went really good. Yeah, I feel like we did have a bit of a better understanding of each other. But a couple days later, same thing happened. Nothing changed at all. So I'm just over it, to be honest. Like, I still have love in my heart, but I'm just honestly over it. I just really just want to close this chapter in my life and honestly just move forward. I pray over my siblings, and I know that when the time does come, as they grow and get older, I will be there for them to help them in all that they are going through. And I pray that God does allow me to be there for them and blesses me enough to be able to be so secure that I'll be able to be a security and comfort for them. But I'm just honestly done. I'm done. There's a lot that I want to bring up and talk about, and a lot of examples that I would like to use. But I think right now, like, certain things I'm just not able to talk about. Like, it's hard for me to talk about. So I think the more that I go to therapy and the more that I heal, I'll be more able to express what I have been through, and being able to see it from looking at the outside of it and being able to really express it, you know? Like, certain things would be like her saying things like, I can't wait for you to get your own place, amidst me trying to get on my feet. You know, like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for you to leave. I can't wait for you to get on your own feet. I can't wait for you to get your own place. I can't wait to have my house back to myself. Like, saying those things as I'm trying to get on my feet. Like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be so happy when you leave. Certain things like that. Like, do you not think how that's gonna make your child feel? Even like saying things like calling me lazy and just belittling me for not being able to perform the way that she would like for me to perform. And, you know, just certain things like that. It's just always, like I said, it's always a war zone. Always negativity, always expressing and complaining. Just always projecting negativity on me and my life decisions. And it's just really draining, and it's toxic, and it does really hurt, because like nobody people want to have parents. Nobody wants to have to leave their parent and cut their parent off and have to deal with these certain things with their parents. People want to be loved by their parents, but it's sad when you're not able to be loved the way that you want to be loved by your parents. And I have accepted that, and I'm still accepting it, and it does hurt. Trying to drain my energy, always trying to take up my time. Like, for instance, an example that I can use is my little sister. So my mom, she was going on her way to go to a party up the hill or whatever, like an hour away. And my little sister, she wanted to go to her friend's house. And so she came to me. I'm minding my business, you know. She came to me and she said, Mom asked me to ask you if you can take me to my friend's house. And I'm like, why she can't do it? Like, why she can't take you? You know, she's going somewhere, so why can't she take you on her way there? So I'm asking her why she can't take her or whatever. And she's like, oh, well, I'm not going that way, so I'm not going to take her. That's why I'm asking you to take her. You're not doing nothing anyways. And it's like, it's always like that. And it has always been like that ever since I was a teenager. It's like, example I can give is from the show Charmed. You have the three sisters. You have Prue, you have Piper, and you have Phoebe. I would consider my character to be similar to Phoebe's, very empathetic and intuitive and stuff like that, and creative and passionate. And the thing about creative and passionate individuals is we need a lot of time to sit down and be still and do nothing. You can't always be on the go. And that's the difference between me and my mother. My mother, she's stuck in survival mode, and I pray that she's able to experience thriving mode in this lifetime. But she's stuck in survival mode in her masculine energy. I never had room for my feminine energy to grow with her. So I have had to create that space within myself to allow my feminine energy to grow. I would consider myself like Phoebe. So I remember Prue and Piper were asking Phoebe to do a lot of things because Prue and Piper would work. They worked. Prue worked at a corporate job. She had an office desk job or whatever. And Piper, she worked at a bar. And I think she was working at the restaurant at that time. And Phoebe, she didn't have a job. She was sitting at home. She was going to school. And she was trying to figure out what she wanted to do and what path she wanted to take. Just trying to find herself. And Prue and Piper would throw all of their issues on Phoebe until Phoebe finally stood up for herself. And she told them, like, okay, like, look, I might not be doing anything that seems productive in your perspective, but I need time to not do anything. I need time to focus on my own stuff and not to focus on your stuff, because when I'm focusing on your stuff, I'm neglecting the things that I have to do. And it might not look productive to you, but it's productive to me. Like, if a person is always on go, 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 of course they're going to look at another person who's sitting down like they're lazy or something like that. But it's the thing, some people don't give themselves the opportunity to rest and to sit down and just be. And that's very essential in this life. It's very essential to sit down and just be, to feel your emotions. That is a very essential part of this being a human. It's very essential. You have to sit down, you have to feel. You can't always be on go, go, go. That's how you get sick. But yeah, that's a great example that I can use that can help me express what I'm saying. Like, resting is productive too. You always on go, that's not always being productive. You have to rest as well. Like, I can't always be focusing on everybody's needs. I need to focus on my needs too. Maybe that day I was doing a self-care day, and now you're asking me to run your errand. Hey guys, this is Rihanna from the future. I just wanted to add that I don't fault my parents. Actually, I've come to see my parents as their own individuals, and they have their own path, and they have their own journey, and they have their own choices that they have made, which led up to this point. There's a lot of parents that they just had kids. They didn't plan to have kids. They just had kids. And then also too, they have to go on in life and try to help this kid navigate their life while also still learning and how to navigate their own life. So I see it for what it is, and I truly comprehend what is going on. So I don't fault anyone. I don't fault my parents. They did what they did with what they knew. And it does suck that some parents do continue the toxic cycles that were passed down to them, and they continue to pass it down to their children. because that is kind of like, it's the easiest thing to do, to pass down toxicity. It's easier than to pass down good things, because good things requires accountability. It requires you to grow. It requires you to heal. It requires you to face things that you don't want to face. It requires you to sit with yourself. It requires you to sacrifice. It requires you to cut things off. So I don't fault anyone. I'm just simply sharing my experience. And I'm thankful to even share my experience. This took a lot of courage from me, because I wasn't going to share this. I just simply was going to just express it, because that's the healing that I've got done just by simply vocalizing it and verbalizing it, instead of having it sit within me and bottling all of that up. So that was a form of healing for me. This is therapy. This is a form of therapy for me. This is very healing for me. So, but I do know that there are individuals who, it sucks, but they had to experience bad parents. They've had to experience parents like this. And my childhood wasn't completely horrible, but I did suffer from emotional abuse, and it kind of sucks when you're dealing with the parent. It just sucks, because you never know what you're going to get. You never know. One day your parents bullying you, the next day they buying you something. Like, you just never know. Or either they bullying you, but when you need help, they're always there to help and support you. So that's abuse. And I just want to share it. I want to be able to share so that I can have a clearer understanding of my path, and so that you guys can have a clearer understanding of my path too. Even when it comes to like looking at my page and my channel and being like, why is she living in her car? Like, things like that. She got a whole family. Why is she living in her car? Like, these are things that, pieces of the puzzle that can form comprehension, because there's a lot of things that I have experienced that I should not have been experiencing. I've been, as I can say, I just wanted to speak and provide more evidence, because like, I'm in a different point of my life. When I made this video, I was at a different point of my life. I've grown so much since then, and there's just a lot that I can share as well. So I may do a part 2 of this video. I'm not too sure, but I do want to share a few things right now. My whole life I've been called a dumb blonde by my mother. She told me I don't know, was it a dumb blonde or a white blonde? I think it was I'm not too sure. It was either a dumb blonde or a white blonde. My whole life, my mom told me that I'm like a dumb blonde, white blonde, whatever the saying is. Because with me, it takes me a while to process things sometimes. Or, when I'm getting bamboozled, or sometimes I just have to process things. I have to just pause and process things instead of just moving fast. So my whole life, my mother told me that I was a dumb blonde, and just belittling me, making me feel like I'm just dumb, that I'm not coherent, just and it created a dynamic to where I just had anxiety every time I come around her. And it's kind of similar like that to this day, to the point where I'm no contact with her. And when I do have to contact her, when I do have a little bit contact with her, I try to minimize it as much as possible. Yeah, this is serious. This is real. This has been going on. And it wasn't into my teenage years where I became truly aware of it and I began to rebel. Okay, thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you guys for listening. Peace and love as always. For children that are survivors of narcissistic abuse, I'm here. We're here, Good job. Great job for overcoming that storm. And yeah, I know that it gets better, and I know that the sun will shine, and the sun will continue to shine. Just continue to push forward and, continue to heal and all of that good stuff. All right. Peace, y'all. Peace and love. And also for those who are wondering, about my father, he's cool. I'm kind of no contact with him as well. Not kind of, I am. It's not his fault or anything. I just, honestly, I'm healing, and my parents are big triggers for me. And honestly, I feel like being no contact is very healing for me, and I've witnessed my growth when I do no contact. My dad is very helpful, as well my mom is too. They're very helpful. They do help me when I am in need, but I am made to feel like I am a burden. Well, on my mother's end, I'm made to feel like I am a burden, and every time I ask for help or need something from my mother, I have to be able to reciprocate that and pour into her as well. So with that side, it's more so of a conditional love instead of an unconditional love. My father, it's more so unconditional, little bit conditional, but it's more so unconditional. But the reason why I went no contact with him, love him, love her, love my parents, love my family totally, but the reason why I did go no contact with him is because he's one of the gaslighters as well. I expressed to my dad for years how I felt about the abuse that I was suffering from my mother, and he just told me, I had to put up with it, and that's what comes with living in your parents' house, and if I wanted it to stop, the solution was to get my own place and stuff like that. The only solution my dad told me was to put up with it, and that's her rules, so I just had to put up with it. He told me to basically go against myself in order to appease my mother. Like, that's just how she is. You just have to put up with it, just be nice, just tell her what she wants to hear. So I feel like that wasn't what's the word, conducive to, I'm not sure if that's the word to use, I don't know, that popped up in mind, conducive to my healing. Have no empathy, no compassion in your heart, none of that. You're just the empty, cold vessel. Like,
nothing to do with no disability. I'm talking about the way you act.
Y'all. So my own mother talking about you're mentally ill. You need to go to a therapist. Like, you're trying to use that against me. Like, you see, she trying to belittle me. It's when it's the narcissist, and it's the reverse psychology for me. It's the psychological abuse for me. Like, you're a whole mother talking to your daughter like this. Like, what? Like, what? Exactly. Don't feel nothing. Don't got nothing in her heart. Just a soulless vessel. Like, it's sad. No compassion, nothing. Like, it's sad. I hope that you find healing in this lifetime, and I really hope that you really get to experience unconditional love.
Every single day.
Like, I really do.
Even when I don't say nothing to you.
You're mad at me because I'm trying to rebuild a bond with you. It takes time. It takes time for you to rebuild a bond. Like, you think I'm finna just trust you like the day later? Like, you just abused me. Like, what? Trying to project all that negativity on me? Like, that's you. That's sad. I love you as your daughter, but I'm not finna keep carrying your burdens. You could carry your own burdens. And then want to act like I done nothing for you. It's sad. But you'll see eventually. So, y'all, I'm leaving. That Ben was gonna leave anyways. Because I never felt comfortable here since day one. I've been going through spiritual warfare in my own home since day one, trying to get rooted. But I did, though. I got all of that training work done. I've been working. And I'm always operate with love. I don't care how anybody feel. Got a whole mission that y'all keep trying to pull me back from. Look, you see the tricks. Like, I'm giving my evidence, cause I've been getting spiritual evidence, all of that. It's just crazy, y'all. The first time I got kicked out because I was putting boundaries up with her. That's the reason why I got kicked out. I got kicked out last time because I was putting up boundaries up with her and telling her, no, I'm not going to continue to allow you to abuse me, to continue to drain me. Like, no, enough is enough. Like, not finna keep taking advantage of me. So that's when I ended up getting kicked out. So now that I'm back here, it's the same cycle, and I just have to close this out. I can't keep doing this cycle. I can't keep doing it. All love, but this is not that. Like they say, you can't grow in the environment that you got sick at. And my nerves is all over the place, so that's why I'm like this. This is the way that I have to release this and get this out right now, cuz I'm literally going through spiritual warfare. Weird, like you're the whole mom, like let's think with common sense. Like just really think with common sense. You're the whole mom acting like this towards your daughter. Like you're the one that set the tone. You set the example. Listen. Trying to do reverse psychology, but I see it for what it really is. Third eye been open, third eye gonna stay open. But I don't care about none of that because God see everything, and that's who everybody gonna have to answer to, including me. So at the end of the day, I know that I'm gonna keep my heart open and pure, that my heart is pure because I do everything through love and for God. So I don't care about nothing. I don't care about no black magic. I don't care about no witchcraft. I don't care about none of that. Can't nobody tongue touch me because I'm covered by God. And that's just that. All that negativity, people gossip. Them y'all caught. Just caught. Caught. Couldn't hide no more. Mask off. Mask fully off. Caught. Caught red-handed. To your own daughter. It's okay. God already prepared me mentally and emotionally for this exact moment. The reason why I'm so calm and strong right now is because I really do have a connection to God. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. I know that everything is divine and divinely orchestrated. I know everything that is happening is because it was meant to happen. I know that I'm protected by angels. I know that. I'm good. And the reason why the argument started in the first place wasn't even based off of a solid foundation at all. The reason why the argument was started was because she asked for her key and said that she'd been asking me for days for it, which is incorrect. She asked me about her key yesterday, and I told her that I didn't have it. She asked me for her main key, which she has had this whole time. And I've been using just a single key to use the car to get around. And the reason why she asked for her key back yesterday is because she got mad. So I guess she just wanted to feel like she had a sense of control and power because I've been using her car. So she likes to just try to take the keys away. So she came and she asked for her key and instantly just got aggressive and start yelling, talking about, well, I've been asking you for my key, just yelling at me. So I had to take a minute and pause because you have all this aggression continuously coming at me full speed for no apparent reason. Like, it's not even a valid argument. Like, it's not even on a solid foundation. You're mad at me about your keys when I have no problem giving your keys. So I tell her, like, okay, I have no problem giving you your keys, and I'm trying to remain grounded and calm while I have all this aggression coming at me for no apparent reason, all this negativity that's being projected on me, all this darkness. So I'm like, I could give you your key, like, I have no problem giving you your key, like. So I reach over to where the key is at in my wallet, and it's just continuously arguing. Like, I had to put my arm up to block her. Like, that's how bad the aggression was. For no apparent reason. And I go through this every day. I've been going through this for a long time now. Just constantly wanting to drain and abuse my energy. It's just really sad and so inhumane. I just pray that soul gets the healing that it needs in this lifetime, for real. Because to continue to hurt people like this, especially family, someone that you gave birth to, is really sad. I'm not about to continue talking about the past, but the past is a very important factor here. I had to help out a lot. I had to help out with my siblings. I had to help out with the house. All of that. That's the past. That was the type of role that I played, you know? And it's still been like that, and it continues to be like that. The issue is that I don't want to play that role. I want to just be me. Like, even if I play that role, let me play that role to where it's a win-win situation, to where not everything isn't on my back. And I think that just ties into the rise of the divine feminine, like taking our power back as the divine feminine for real. Because she has been abused, taken advantage of, and she rises like the phoenix. Like, everything could have really just moved forward if both parties were on one accord. But there's always conflict. It's always aggression. There's just always opposition. And honestly, I don't get it. But I think a lot of that plays here is generational trauma, generational curses, generational karma, all of that. I think this is just our ancestral karma playing itself out. That trauma deep in there, and I've been deep in there healing it, and that's uncomfortable for myself and for others. Like, the devil will really use the people close to you. Like, it's really crazy. Really out here using these vessels. People really be walking around here possessed by demonic spirits. And I rebuke that spirit away from me. I don't want nothing to do with that. I seen this post on the internet. He's like, y'all need an exorcism. And that's really facts.